And now from Sin City, the hottest sports betting show in the nation, Friday Night Locks.
With your hosts, Justin.
But it would be really cute with all that they've gone through to get into the playoffs.
Tanya.
Well, this is a done game.
The Tampa Bay game, you were like.
And Jason.
Gonna shock and amaze you. Ready? Ready for this?
Two dads and a mom that make betting fun. If it's Friday, it's friends, family, football, and Friday Night Locks. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Welcome back to week 11 of the NFL season. Holy schmolies. Here we are.
I almost didn't show up this week. Last week for me was horrendous.
Do you need to borrow my mush bag?
I don't know what I need. I need something. I need a doctor because I got hurt. I was staring at a 4-1 circuit ticket throughout the entire morning, and it just went south in a hurry. I don't know if that's something I'm going to be able to come back from just yet. Well, it was the start of the new quarter. I was very excited. I felt good, as always. I felt positive, and I thought I was on the right side of things. And that backdoor boogie just hit me hard, and I'm still swallowing it.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's thrown the most interceptions in the NFL?
Josh Allen.
Oh, wait.
Josh
what is
Allen. Josh Allen has thrown the most interceptions in the NFL with 10 interceptions.
2 red zones. I mean, 2 end zones, I believe. End zones, right? In the end zone. I think there was 2 on Sunday.
What is our topic for today? Because I think this fits nicely into that.
Oh, we're going to be talking about who are the contenders currently and who are the pretenders.
Okay, well, your boy Josh Allen is straddling the fence on that one.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I think he's just colorblind. He doesn't know which team to throw to, is my theory. They might want to get his eyes checked.
Lost to the Jets, lost to Minnesota, leading the NFL in interceptions. Pretender or contender?
What do you think, Justin?
I think he needs to be really worried. I think that Buffalo really, just the way they're built, they have to be in Buffalo in the playoffs. They proved that last year in the Kansas City game.
Not according to Minnesota, they don't.
At this rate, they're not going to host a game. Miami is rolling. And I mean rolling.
Watch out for those Patriots, too.
And the Patriots are right there. That division's tight. But, not to mention the Chiefs, not to mention the Bengals are starting to roll, pick things up. I just think that they better be very careful. That Buffalo better be very careful.
Overrated.
There are teams that can do that whole play on the road, go in the playoffs, get feisty, fight. Packers did it one year. You can do that. The Giants won a Super Bowl as a road dog every game and then beat the Patriots 19-0. But this team's not built that way.
There's a lot of pretenders versus contenders talk, and you started out with a little bit of a rain cloud over your head, Jay. I know that I didn't light the world on fire last week. I did get that nice Washington cover and an outright win against Philly to end the week. But let's talk about a contender, your better half. Let's talk about T's winning streak, which at this point, you might be a little embarrassed of. It's getting so gaudy that you should have a little humility. I see there's a lot of extra pep in your step. You've been a little cocky lately, and with good reason.
Me?
Yeah, what does it feel like? You haven't lost, though. Honestly, I looked at the numbers. You have not lost since the beginning of the season. What's it like not to feel a loss since August?
It was feeling good, but now I'm getting very scared. That's now the pressure's on.
You're tightening up a little bit.
Tightening up. We're losing valuable contenders to use.
Don't you still have that list?
Of what?
Of all the last 8 that we
Yes, I do, right here.
This is unreal. And this is documented. You can look at every pod. We're not making this up.
What do you want me to say?
Just go back to your last. Well, let's just say
she doesn't have to list them off. Let's say you're 8 weeks in a row, right?
Where's your last loss? My big question.
Well, I had 2 Survivor tickets and I lost one of them in the second.
But that was Cincinnati.
And that was Cincinnati. All the other ones I've won.
She's won.
Okay. Let the haters hate. Let me be the first to congratulate you. If not for you, this pod would be not as rosy in outlook, but I also did some calculations on our pod. We are 28, 21, and 1 for a winning percentage of 57%. Excellent.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's excellent. So despite a couple bumps in the road, including Buffalo, thank you, Josh Allen, for nothing. We remain a winning pod, and let's try to keep it going this week.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to have that record, but I'm glad.
Well, there's
glad
also
that you do.
with Survivor picks, there's less details. You're literally just picking a team to win. Yes, I do understand you have to research, you have to look to see what their records are and how much faith you have in that team and who they're playing. But with your picks that you guys are doing, you're doing the overs and there's a lot more things involved.
Yeah, but that's a money line bet. However you want to call it, Survivor. The only thing about that makes it different is that if you're in a contest, if you lose, you're out because it's a Survivor thing.
Right.
But you're basically picking money line winners. And that, my friend, is not easy. You're still handicapping the games and you're still cashing tickets.
She's also being very humble and not saying, why are you two losers dragging me down right now?
I thought you knew what you were doing, guys.
Keep up.
I'm in the stratosphere. Okay, since T has the hot hand, I would like to play a little game called Would You Rather?
This is
okay.
Fun. Okay.
So something that was exciting this past weekend was Jeff Saturday got put in as a coach for the Indianapolis Colts. He used to play for the Colts. He was a lineman for Peyton Manning, but he's basically been a broadcaster. He's not a coach, but they fired their coach. They pulled in this guy from the broadcast booth and said, okay, you coach for the rest of the season. A lot of people were clowning him. How can you bring in this guy? He's got no coaching experience. This is going to be a catastrophe. Well, lo and behold, he coached the Indianapolis Colts to a win over your Las Vegas Raiders. So I would like to play a little game called Would You Rather? Would you rather have Jeff Saturday or the Arizona Cardinals head coach, Cliff Kingsbury?
You answer this one.
Jeff Saturday.
That's the correct answer. Okay. I'll just throw this out for either one of you since we're having so much fun. Would you rather have Jeff Saturday as your coach or Denver's Nathaniel Hackett?
Jeff Saturday.
Jeff Saturday is the correct answer. Thank you so much. So I think we are all in unison, fitting under our theme of pretenders versus contenders. A lot of pretenders out there, a lot of lousy coaches out there, and it's affecting the way we're betting, and it's affecting our money. So watch yourself and bet on Jeff Saturday.
You know what? I was watching one of my shows and they were talking about the Saturday thing, and they basically, one thing came to me that was interesting is that he's this old school grunt, right? He's this, lineman. He was Peyton Manning's center for many years. He also played with Rodgers. He doesn't care about analytics. He's old school. He's a grunty, let's just go out there and smash. And that's the old recipe. And nobody does it. All these young coaches, analytics, go for it on 4th and 3. Because why? Because you're on the 30 and you don't want to kick a field goal? Put points on the board, take the points. Jeff Saturday took the points every time he needed them last week, and he won the game.
Hey, that's all I'm saying.
How hard is that? How hard is that, Staley? Stefanski?
Yeah, you're letting the robots dictate all your moves, and it's not working out. Stefanski, by the way, don't get me started on Stefanski.
Don't let me.
Stefanski.
I want to know, T, do you have to apologize to the city of New Orleans because they've lost 2 in a row? You're obviously not putting Wyatt in any of his gear whatsoever. You completely turned your back.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
You better switch it up now.
Nothing is working.
What are we
Can you
doing?
believe that? Not even Wyatt's little voodoo dust is not working.
I just don't know why they can't score points. I just don't understand why they can't score points. Yeah, get the voodoo doll out.
Yeah. You
That's
better
the
start pushing pins.
Unbelievable.
It's over. The Raiders season is over. The Saints season's over. The Rams. Let's just all move forward.
If I told you the Rams we're going to be a 4-point dog in New Orleans in the month of November. What would you say?
Wow.
No
wow.
way.
Wow.
What would you
waiting
say?
on
Would you believe that if I said prediction? I think on November 20th, the Saints will be a 4-point favorite over the Los Angeles Rams. You would kick me out of the car.
I also don't know how much of the Rams have to do with injury or they're just not clicking this year. What's their
deal? They don't have any skilled players besides Cooper Kupp, who, by the way, I made this prediction 2 weeks ago. They were getting smoked by 17 points in the fourth quarter by the 49ers, and he was still in the game running the football like Deebo Samuel, which they're taking a page out of that book now. Now he's Deebo Samuel. He messed up his ankle. No worries. He's going to play. He played last week like crap. Again, he's all they got. Now he suffered, I think it's a high ankle thing. He's probably going to be out undisclosed amount of time. Call it 4 weeks. They have no one on their team.
Yeah.
No one.
Well,
they don't have one skilled player on their team.
At least they
offense.
got their ring because it doesn't look too great for them this year.
Yeah, they need to just regroup, call it a day, and get back in the lab and get ready for next year. Because I'll tell you what else they're not going to have, and that's Odell Beckham. Because now he's like, I'm not going back there.
No, he's not going back there.
No way. So,
how are you guys doing otherwise? How's Wyatt? How's life?
Good. Wyatt's great. He's so close to walking.
Yeah.
It's so cute. He like wants to, and then he's like, we think he starts, and then he's like, nah, I'm going to sit back down. This is this is crazy.
But he stands up.
Yeah.
With like freely, and he's like uses like the couch and moves. He does this like scaling thing. The funniest thing about him though lately, which I've noticed, and she may or may not have noticed because she leaves to go somewhere, and we do this thing with him now. We're teaching him, he says mama and daddy and all that. And so we're like, bye, buddy, bye. And he goes, bye. But then when she leaves, he bawls hysterically.
Oh, man.
My guy.
Last Friday, she left. I think you could hear him crying, starting to cry when you were leaving. You're like, it's okay, buddy. And we're like, bye. She leaves, the door closes. Dude freaks out. I think it's temporary. It's just going to be a second. Dude, 30 minutes.
Wow.
Nothing I could do. Try to give him a bottle. Like, what do you need, bro? Picked him up.
Separation anxiety. That's awesome. Well, enjoy it, because if you're in my house and I leave, everyone breaks out into applause.
They go,
you go, bye-bye.
And they go, bye-bye, daddy.
I go, bye-bye.
Yeah. Yeah, he did that with me, like, when I left for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
No.
He went,
No, he didn't.
Later.
Yeah.
I think it's all about timing, and that's
all
the thing.
about
We're working and we're figuring it out.
He knows that you've won 8 straight games.
He does.
And that I didn't.
He's like, don't leave me alone with dad. His picks are terrible.
This loser. This guy's a loser.
He's talking to me about these picks that I can't explain. They're not good.
Yeah, I found a note in his onesie pocket saying, I want a new dad.
You found a 14 parlay sheet in his pocket.
It said help. It said help.
Oh my God. Oh, poor guy.
Oh man.
Well, I can't wait to hear who you're going to pick this week to keep your streak alive.
Should we get into it?
Let's do it.
And please don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. Really helps us out. Give us a thumbs up. Please leave a comment, even if it's just to say hi. We'd love to hear from you. And share with all your friends and family.
The only thing more fun than watching football is betting on it. Ready to make some cash?
Ladies and gentlemen, lock it up.
It's too much now. The pressure is just too much.
Yeah,
I think I'm like a Vesuvius. I'm overwhelming.
I'm playing it.
You know
See,
what?
now this is where I thought
No, I'm buying a ticket.
No.
I'm buying a ticket and I'm putting it on TikTok. I'm telling you right now. It's going on our TikTok page.
Don't be a Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Be a contender.
Just be a Saturday.
You could be a Saturday. Exactly.
But
don't be a McDaniel.
Survivor, the more weeks that go by,
don't be a McDaniel.
Less options and more pressure. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. I kind of liked last week asking you guys what I was going to pick.
Well, last week I thought you were going to pick the Giants, and you would have won actually with them. This week, I'm going to say, I'm trying to think of the teams that you haven't picked yet also. Oh my gosh. Are you taking the Falcons this week?
No.
You are going to take the Vikings.
No. I think you guys are going to be shocked with who I'm taking.
And I think that I'll lose my, if that was my pick, it would.
Yes. And I feel like the locks of the weeks are going to be the Eagles and the Ravens, just to kind of put that out there, just in case. But I've already taken both of them, so I can't take them.
Okay.
So this week I'm taking the Washington Commanders.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I just got goosebumps saying that because I'm very nervous. This is a huge risk, but also not a huge risk because they're playing a very, very poor team.
On the road.
They're playing the Texans on the road.
Oh.
The Texans have a 1-7-1 record. They're very, very, very bad.
Very bad.
Yeah.
But they will be at their own home. So the quarterback that the Commanders usually have is Carson Wentz, and he's recovering from a finger surgery on his throwing hand.
Take your time, buddy. Take your time.
Take your time. So they're utilizing Taylor Heineke right now, and he is performing.
Feisty.
He's feisty. He's hot. He's a train, full speed ahead. That is, I think, giving them a reinvigoration on their team. Sorry, Carson Wentz.
Agree.
It's always a shame when a backup quarterback comes in and does slightly better than the starting.
I felt like you ran in the locker room and said, "You like that?
Yeah.
You like that?"
Right.
Like Kirk Cousins.
I think he's also riding a high train because he defeated the Eagles this past week, and Eagles are Eagles fly right now. So that's a huge, I would feel pumped up about that. And then not only all of that, you're going to play a chronically easy team. So I feel like all those things combined, I think the Washington Commanders are going to perform. And he was interviewed last week after the game of what kind of pushed him full steam ahead, and he got a challenge, or obviously the refs threw a challenge out, and he said that he got very mad, and then that's what pushed them to win the game. So I feel like he's motivated right now.
Yeah, he's feisty. They smacked the Eagles. Let's just get that clear right now.
He's fiery, he's feisty, but also Washington set to get their best defensive player, Chase Young, back this week.
Right. I think have they announced that yet?
Yeah, they announced it this morning. He's scheduled to play.
There you go.
So I think you think your pick is great.
The Texans have like zero consistency.
I just don't know how many tickets are out there on the Commanders.
Not a lot. It's a very risky bet.
I mean,
but like
trust
I said,
me, people have them left.
I'm not trying to be like the back end boogie here, but it's Survivor League. I've used a lot of good teams or big teams, so I have to start pulling out those wild cards. So
yeah, it's a great pick.
Is it? Oh my gosh, I'm nervous.
It is. So, it is. Don't be nervous. Lean into it. Own it. You're on fire right now. You got the crystal ball.
So
getting down to it, guys. In week 11, you got a few left, kid.
You left. So that's my pick. Survivor pick week 11, Washington Commodores. Lock it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, lock it up.
All right, Justin, what are your picks this week?
I don't think it matters.
Why is that?
I have to get off the schneid, as they say. I love the New England Patriots this week for two very simple reasons. Number one, Bill Belichick owns the Jets. Owns them. Loves to beat that ass. They already beat him this year once in New York, 22-17, which was a 5-point victory on the road. I'm sure they covered. And now they are at home in the snow, coming off a bye week is the number two reason. So you're giving me Bill Belichick after a bye against the Jets, and the spread is 3. I don't think the Jets have what they need to compete in this game with him. And we also used to always say there was a Belichick factor. And then last couple of years, I've been saying, get away from that. Get away from that. There's no more Brady. Brady was a big reason why. Let's stop with the Belichick factor. And now
I think Belichick wanted to show his own.
I just think that there's no reason any coach but him could have this team playing the way they're playing. Their defense is playing out of control. This is a divisional game at home. This could catapult them past the Jets because they would have beat them twice. He's letting them all know that. Trust me, he's prepared. And it's pivotal. This is a very pivotal game in that division that's all bunched up with all of the 5-4, 6-3s, and then the Bills. The Dolphins are rolling, so they still have them ahead. This is a big game for them, and I think for that reason and that reason only, there's no way that I wouldn't just sprinkle a little money on those New England Patriots because I think this is a good spot, not a good spot, a great spot for them. So, yeah, I like the Patriots. What do you think?
Well, for the third time this is our 11th week of the regular season, we have a double like.
Nice.
There's certain things that are just auto plays. Belichick against Cleveland, Belichick against the Jets. It's an auto play. And what's interesting to me is that a few weeks ago, as you mentioned, they beat the Jets, but they beat the Jets on the road at the Jets, and the line was 3. Mm-hmm. Now they're at home and the line is the same. It seems fishy to me. There's a lot of Jets money. I still think the Jets are getting that weird Jaguar sharp love. They're the darling somehow because they've covered some tasty spreads this year. But Belichick in his own building, the only handicap that I hear everybody who loves the Jets is saying, Mac Brown is terrible. Mac Brown, whatever. I agree with you. Belichick's going to run, take the ball out of Mac Jones's hands, let his defense do the work. I don't believe in Zach Wilson. Belichick off a bye. I don't even know what the stats are. They're frightening. Mm-hmm. So that's a double like. Love your handicap. Let's both lock that up.
Yeah, lock it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, lock it up.
For my second pick this week, and this was tough because there's a lot of things on the board that I like. And as you and I were discussing before the show today, there's a lot of 3s out there. Mm-hmm. And I made a comment, I made a joke, did the handicappers take the week off? Because everything's 3. 3-3, the home team's 3. I can't believe Dallas is a favorite over the Vikings. Mm-hmm. I say this because, again, everyone out there is saying they got to right the ship and, they lost 2, they're not playing well and all this stuff. And Minnesota's just sneaking by with the skin of their teeth. But there's something to be said about being 8-1. And you can't argue with that. The Bills are struggling. The Bills, they're coming off of 2 losses in a row, the Jets and now the Vikings. And the Vikings are a good team and proving that they're better than the Bills at that point. So the Ravens are laying 12. That's astronomical. So with all these spreads being so small this week, why go for these big games, right? The one that really sticks out to me the most is probably the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
And I hate to say it because, everything you said about Josh Allen is true. He's trying so hard. He's a great kid. He's trying so hard. He's running the ball. He's throwing the ball. You got to rely on those guys. And I mean, I can't tell you how many games I've watched where Stephon Gilmore has ended the game with a pick. It's just like, it's crazy. And, he did it with the Raiders again last week when they were driving. So I think that if he just keeps the ball in, like Tanya says, the right uniform's hands, give it to Diggs, give it to Gabe, run the ball a little more, be efficient. I don't think they're going to have to do too much to win this game, but I like the line. I think that this is a get right spot. I think that they're angry. I think that he's angry. He shattered his helmet on the sidelines. I think this is a smack fest. I think this is a situation where you don't want to be on the wrong side of this anger that the Bills are feeling right now. So I think that this is tasty. I like it, and I'm going to play it. And I think it's probably going to be like 35-17 type win, like a big statement win. And I like the Bills. What do you think?
There's going to be, I think, 15 inches of snow dropped in Buffalo this weekend, which says to me there's not going to be a huge amount of passing because, again, I don't know why they're going to let Josh Allen sling it all over the field with his league-leading interceptions. Cleveland, why I got so mad at Cleveland, especially Stefanski last week when they played Miami, was my whole handicap was Cleveland's the greatest running team. And what did Stefanski do? He tried to prove that, oh, I'm too smart for you. You expect me to run, so I'm going to pass. He gives Jacoby Brissett, tries to make him into Aaron Rodgers all of a sudden. He's passing everywhere, and they lose because they can't keep up with Miami. He got away from what they do best, which to me is crappy coaching. I don't like Stefanski. I'll say it right here. I think he's lousy. Yeah, but I do think because of the weather, they're going to learn their lesson from last week if they have any shred of intelligence and give the ball to Nick Chubb, and Kareem Hunt. And for that reason, maybe they stick around, and let's hope Buffalo isn't turnover happy. I don't have a feel for that game. So
also Deshaun Watson's back at practice today.
Yeah.
He's which is weird. I mean, the guy had an 11-game suspension and he's scheduled to come back December 4th. I understand you got to get ready and you got to tune up, but like you're 3-7. What are you waiting for? Right. How bad can he be? But I think that's going to be a distraction this week too. And
fair enough.
As far as the Josh Allen thing, all the gunslingers in the world throw a lot of picks. Peyton throws a lot of picks, or threw a lot of picks. Dan Marino threw a lot of picks. John Elway threw a lot of picks. All those guys that are gunslingers will throw picks. So yeah, you just can't throw those picks in situations where it can cost you the game. And
I don't.
Fumble on your own 1 yard line.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Obviously, you like Buffalo. You like Buffalo. What I'm saying is throw as many picks as you want, but they're also losing. Mm-hmm. They're losing games they shouldn't be losing.
Yeah, I agree.
And in the snow, things are squirrely. Anything can happen.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where I'm going. That's the train I'm riding. Give me the Bills, and I'm going to lock it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, lock it up.
All right. So we already know my first pick. I got a double like with you on the Pats. For my second pick, you're going to hate this. For sure, you're going to hate this. I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
Yep. -1.5. Here's my handicap.
No respect.
That's crazy. You're going up against a big team.
I am. And you know what else? I watched this game last week between Buffalo and Minnesota. Minnesota had no right. That wasn't Minnesota's doing. That was Buffalo's complete self-destruction. Mistakes, fumbles, interceptions, letting their best receiver catch the ball with the freak catch on 4th and 20. Those are mental mistakes. Those are mistakes that don't happen on a Belichick coach team. And I just think that Minnesota is winning despite themselves. And I think Dallas got embarrassed by Green Bay. Dallas, when leading by 14 points going into the fourth quarter, was 194-0. Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers beat them. Now they're 194-1. Again, these are fluky things to me. I think Dallas's defense is going to get after Kirk Cousins. He doesn't scramble. I think Dallas has the safeties and the cornerbacks to lock up Justin Jefferson, which Buffalo could never figure out. Put 2 guys on that guy.
Guy's a freak.
And I just feel like zigzag. Minnesota, oh my God, we went to Buffalo and we won a game that we clearly should not have won. Sorry, they shouldn't have won that game. So Minnesota, they have this false confidence. Hooray, look at our record. Oh, we're 8-1. No, we're world beaters. And Dallas is like, damn, the Eagles and the Giants, they're in that pack. There's a sense of urgency for Dallas. So is Dallas going to lose 2 in a row and Minnesota is just going to keep winning and winning and winning? No. I think Dallas goes in there. They handle business. Maybe they win by a field goal. Maybe they blow Minnesota out. But I think Minnesota is fat and happy right now, and they're a little too cocky, and I think Dallas is pissed off they lost. That's my handicap. What do you think?
Do you not think that the Vikings should be where they are right now?
I don't. I think they're a pretender.
Wow.
That's,
I don't.
8-1 though.
That's a big record to be like.
I don't.
You're not faking it.
Whether the chips are falling, whether they're making big plays, maybe that has some, coming back with adversity from behind. All those reasons of why they're 8-1. I don't know if.
But let's
argue that.
Let's keep things in perspective. Last Monday night, the Philadelphia Eagles, undefeated. They look invincible. They look like Mike Tyson. Like, who's going to knock them out, right? Mm-hmm. And here comes Washington, like you said, T, with a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
And a lot of their star players banged up. But any given Sunday, they came out, they had the mojo, they wanted it more. And they took it to them. Yeah. And I think Minnesota, are they super hungry to keep winning Minnesota? I think they get home and they relax their shoulders because they beat Buffalo. And Dallas is still mad. And I think Dallas wants this game more than Minnesota. And I think Minnesota has gotten so lucky. I'm not saying they're a bad team. They got Dalvin Cook. They got Thielen. They got Justin Jefferson. Kirk Cousins, obviously, he's got his mojo working. But you can't, just like Philadelphia and Washington, you can't look at Minnesota's record and just expect them to just be world beaters all of a sudden. I'm calling BS.
So you think you think they're going in with their guard down. Dallas has more fire, and
you do think they're going to win the North, though.
I do think they're going to win the North, and I'm not saying Minnesota won't be good in the playoffs, but for this particular spot, I think zigzag theory. They're riding so high right now, and Dallas just got embarrassed. So I'm just playing the contrarian. All the money's on Minnesota. I'm being contrarian, and that line is fishy. I think you said that, Jay. It's weird that Dallas is favored, which says to me that the bookies know something also.
Yeah, because last week it went all the way down to 4 against Green Bay. And in the same division, the 8-1 Vikings are getting a point and a half. So you're telling me it's a 2.5 point difference in Dallas versus when they were in Green Bay. I get that. But Minnesota's a 2.5 point differential that's so weird to me.
It's fishy. And I'll also tell you, I read that Minnesota Vikings lost 3 of their starting offensive linemen in that game. Micah Parsons is going to get to Kirk Cousins. All it takes is one strip sack to change the whole game.
Yeah, he doesn't run around much.
So I'm going with Dallas. It probably is going to be a contest pick for me.
Wow. I was just going to ask you that. I swear to God, I was just going to ask you that. Jeez. I was going to say, how confident are you?
Are you on an island by yourself with this one?
Yeah. I try to also look at, there's a million websites out there for anybody who cares that shows you where the tickets are, which means just your average person like come into Red Rock or Caesars, wherever, and they go, hey, give me Minnesota. But then one wise guy like Mattress Mac comes in and goes, give me $100,000 on Dallas over here. So there's a difference between how many tickets they're collecting and how much money they're collecting. And to me, the money and the tickets both favor the Jets, and they favor Minnesota. So I'm going contrary to all that. I'm going contrary. So sometimes I've been rewarded, sometimes I've been punished, but I like Dallas a lot this week.
I love that.
Wow.
Gonna lock it up?
Pick.
And I'm going to lock it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, lock it up.
I have a quick question real quick. At this point, at week 11, who do you guys think is going to win the Super Bowl? Or who's going to go to the Super Bowl, and who do you think is going to win?
I actually think Jay's Baltimore pick is looking rather tasty right now.
Yeah,
you should have Mattress Mac.
I was just going to say, I do have Baltimore, so I think I'm going to stick to my guns with that.
I like that.
The San Francisco thing with McCaffrey is interesting to me, especially with that division's fading fast.
Yep.
I will say this, though. 2 years ago, my picks were Baltimore and San Francisco, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went right back to Baltimore because Lamar was out half that year. So I felt like he was going to come back with a vengeance, which I think he has. They've been ahead by double digits in every game this year.
Wow.
And then they've won some and lost some. So they can bring the heat. And I think I'm going to stay with my Baltimore, but watch out for the 49ers. What do you think, Jay?
I think it's really exciting. It's a great question, T, because I think Miami should be in the conversation.
Yeah.
I think Dallas should be in the conversation.
Did you take Tampa Bay? I can't remember.
Think the Bucks aren't out of it. Yes, I took Tampa.
Okay.
Can't count out Mahomes. Can't count out the Eagles. I don't think some of these teams that are like kind of flashy right now are going to go the distance, like the Giants. I don't believe Seattle, I don't think will go the distance. How about you, T? What are your thoughts? I like your Niners call, Jay, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I'm liking the Ravens too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably what I'm leaning towards. I mean, can't count out the Chiefs too. I feel like they're steady.
They're so loving this situation this year that they're under the radar. Patrick Mahomes is like, shh.
And Andy Reid is so
They're
seasoned.
so incognito with sunglasses on, hiding in the corner right now. No one's talking about them.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, they're, I like what the season started with the Ravens. I like that pick. But it's fun. This is where the breakaway time.
Yeah.
Give him his money. Give Lamar his money.
This is a great time heading into Thanksgiving. We're going to have games on Thanksgiving. And this is football time of year for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, the weather's changing. You're starting to get that nasty weather, and it feels like football. Christmas feels like football. Thanksgiving, I guess, is even the more appropriate term. It feels like football.
Let's recap on today's FNL. The Queen of Survivor, the Money Line Mama.
I love that name.
Yeah,
Tanya says, if you want to continue your winning ways, take Tyler Heineke and the Washington Commanders. Justin and I both like Belichick at home. That's an auto play. Pats -3 against the Jets. Justin also likes Buffalo in the snow at home -8.5. And I like Jerry's team, America's team, Murica, Dallas Cowboys -1.5 on the road in Minnesota. You like that? That's our show.
I like it.
Thanks for tuning in. Again, just to remind you, smash that like button. Also subscribe and tell all your peeps about us.
Yeah, I also want to say I was very happy with the comments section this week on our YouTube. We appreciate that, and there was an overwhelming amount of comments this week, and I'm really keep it coming.
Yeah, keep it coming.
Keep it coming, baby.
And we will respond.
Yeah, 100% right away.
All right, well, good show.
Well,
Good show.
cheers to the mother of my first and only son.
Cheers to the Queen of Survivor.
She is
Gentlemen,
surviving
please.
like Rocky, and it's unreal. And this goes out to her. Shouts out. Beat the book. Gamble responsibly or don't. It's your money, like I always say. But beat the book's the most important thing to always remember. Cheers, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thank you for supporting Friday Night Locks by clicking the like and subscribe button and leaving us a review. Thanks again for tuning in, and see you all next week. Good luck at the book.